The following program is not for children. Silvaze has to be the Green Arrow and Black Canary of the Sonic universe. Both Green Arrow and Silver are on par with, if not better than, Batman and Sonic in terms of skills and power set, and both Black Canary and Blaze are two of, if not the best, hand-to-hand combatants of their respective universes. Yet despite this, they are severely underused and get nerfed for the sake of the plot, where they're made out to be weaker than they actually are. And while Black Canary and does still have the Justice League cartoon and certain comics to fall back on, and Green Arrow has both the DC AU and the Arrowverse, aka the DC universe with no fucking Bat family in it. That's a rant for another day about why you should never do that, same with the Sonyverse. But Silvaze unfortunately only got the limelight in one true game, that being the disaster known as Sonic 06. However, despite this game being a disaster, many fans agree on three things. 1. The soundtrack is fire. 2. Mephalis was a good villain, so much so that he, alongside Metal Overlord, Bio Lizard, and Black Doom, were brought back as the main antagonists of Shadow Generations. And 3. Silver and Blaze were the best characters and the highlight. Although Blaze debuted in Sonic Rush before this is Silver's debut, but this is the first time many fans saw Blaze since, let's be honest, ain't nobody here played the fucking DS. So, these two have a really threatening and scary villain in the form of Iblis, the destroyer of their universe, as well as a really heartbreaking and sad conclusion, which is no wonder why fans love these two so much and wish for them to come back. I'm gonna go over Sonic 06 primarily since this is where they shine. So in Sonic 06, we get introduced to Silver the Hedgehog, who is a hedgehog with telekinetic powers equal to that of a god. Although despite that, his world has been overthrown and burnt up in ashes by the flames of disaster caused by this monster named Iblis, who he and Blaze from the Solar Mission end up having a fight day by day. They stop him for now, and Silver is sick and tired of this never-ending war and begs for a way to finally destroy Iblis. And then this crusty, musty, dusty-ass hedgehog, looking like a Shadow We Color OC, named Mephalis the Dark shows up, who, despite the name, somehow tricks Silver and Blaze into thinking that Sonic is the evil one, and he's the one that caused this fucking thing to spawn somehow. Yeah, I love Silver and Blaze, but unfortunately they have a problem like Shadow and Knuckles. You know how Knuckles in Sonic 3 and Sonic Adventure got tricked by Eggman into thinking that Sonic and Tails are the bad guys? Sonic Adventure makes no damn sense because that's after Eggman destroys home Angel Island. And then Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow gets tricked by Eggman into thinking that Sonic's the bad guy. Although with Shadow you can give him some leeway because he was frozen for 50 years. Plus Eggman is the nephew of Gerald Robotnik, who was one of his two creators, as well as the cousin Maria, so it makes sense why Shadow would be tricked. Here though, it makes no damn sense. So, Silver and Blaze get tricked by this dude and they go back in time. They get split up because plot. Silver meets Amy, who thinks that he's Sonic. Insert joke about Amy being colorblind here. So she decides to help him out and to help her find who she's looking for. However, neither of them specified that Sonic in particular. Insert Silver's broken boss fight that's bullshit here, where he finds Sonic and it almost kills him. However, Amy is ride or die for her man and refuses to let her boyfriend get killed by this dude, with her pointing out that Sonic is a hero here and that him destroying the future makes no sense. And so we get this first amazing scene on the beach, where Silver, after almost killing Sonic, questions to Blaze that if it's actually worth killing someone to save the future. And Blaze, being a warrior who doesn't really have much friends, as shown in her debut game, isn't really up to minds about this. as her job is her job, nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, Silva's beginning to have second thoughts since he's actually a good dude. It's just that he's really fucking naive. Anyway, so we get some more plot shit here where they find a Chaos Emerald. Mephalis tries to trick them again. So this time while he tricks Silva into finding Shadow, where we get the kicking meme of him getting hit in the back of the head. And then bullshit happens where they chaos control back in time to when the Flames of Disaster was sealed inside of what's man, this character is so irrelevant. Oh yeah, Elise, back when she was a child, and a subplot about Silva caring for the baby Elise. They go back to the future where he meets again with Blaze, where they finally realize that Sonic and Shadow are the good guys. Elise ends up dying and plane crash with the egg carrier, so Sonic goes back in time to save her and by extension Eggman. Meanwhile, Silver and Blaze go back in time to finally seal up Iblis now that they know how to do that. And unfortunately, despite having the Chaos Symbol, Silver isn't skilled enough with Chaos Control to do so. And so we get the best moment with these two in the entire game. Blaze jumps in front of Silver, uses the Chaos Emeralds and herself to seal up the Flames of Disaster. Since Blaze has firebending powers, she's able to control fire easily. However, unfortunately, this spells out the end for Blaze, as either A, she gets sent back to the Soul Dimension, or B, as the way it frames, she fucking dies. She says goodbye to Silver and good luck, and then she fades away. Although the events of this game were undone, so she thankfully comes back. And this is where the story of Silvaze unfortunately ends in the mainline games. Because Blaze does come back to life after this, she's in Sonic Generations. How unfortunately they don't do much after Generations. In Generations, Silva is only used for a boss fight, and him and Blaze are just seen cheering on Sonic with the other characters. She doesn't appear in Sonic Forces, where Eggman took over the world, and while Silver is in the game, he doesn't do anything, getting severely nerfed, where realistically either Silver or Blaze can defeat the Eggman Empire in like 2 seconds. And these two being really underutilized, like Green Arrow and Black Canary are, makes no damn sense to me. Because when you think about it, these two should be the most dangerous couple/duo in the Sonic universe. One is a firebending goddess, the other one is practically God himself in hedgehog form. If they want to, they can literally destroy the entire world if so needed to. Not only that, but they also have the power to control time and space. Yet, they only really matter in this one game, aside from Blaze in her debut game Sonic Rush. Yeah, Blaze was in the Murder Sonic the Hedgehog, and they were in Sonic Racing. But one, Murder Sonic the Hedgehog is an April Fool's game. Two, the IDW comics are their own separate universe, and those in the Archie comics need their own retrospective series, which I'm most likely going to do. And three, the racing games are spin-offs, not really connected to the mainline games. So unfortunately, this is really all Silver and Blaze got. Despite that, it's no wonder why these two became fan favorites and why they're shipped so much. And to say I want them in either Sonic 4 or we hopefully get a Sonic 5 is an understatement. This game was crap, but even the darkest shades have some light to them.